What secret did you discover about your partner that you simply could not believe? My husband was bringing a man home while I was away at work and lied to me about it. This all started a few weeks ago. I discovered several long strands of hair on my bathroom wall near the shower. It struck me as very odd because not only does my husband not have hair, but I also wear a very cropped short hairstyle. So it was impossible for the strands I found to belong to either me or my husband. Confused, I washed them away but couldn't stop thinking about it. I decided not to mention it but kept an eye out for more. There seemed to be a pattern of hairs appearing when I was either at work or out for an extended period of time. I felt like I was going crazy and didn't want to jump to conclusions about my husband cheating on me with a woman with long hair. When I asked my husband about it, he just shrugged. His nonchalant attitude made me even more paranoid because something so strange should have raised concern. I started to think he was downplaying it to keep me from discovering the truth. It happened again 2 days ago, and I confronted my husband once more. He dismissed it but admitted that it was strange. However, he insisted that the only explanation was that the hairs must be mine. I knew they were not, and now he just ignores me when I bring it up. I didn't want to assume my husband was cheating and accuse him over something seemingly ridiculous, but I was driving myself crazy trying to figure out how the hairs got there, especially with my husband dismissing it as nothing. I ultimately decided against setting up a secret camera because ironically, I didn't want to betray my partner's trust. Instead, I planned to leave work early, something I had never done before. My boss allowed me to leave after half a day. Upon returning home, nothing seemed amiss. I was expecting to find another car in the driveway or parked on the street, but there was none. As I quietly let myself in, I immediately felt confused. In the hallway, I noticed a pair of shoes I didn't recognize, and they appeared to be men's shoes. Standing there, trying to decide whether to sneak around or make my presence known, I was surprised when my husband walked out of the kitchen with 2 cups of tea. Judging by his expression, he was equally surprised to see me. Playing along with naivete, I asked my husband how he knew I was coming home early to make tea. I expected him to lie, but he surprised me by sitting me down and explaining everything. At the beginning of the lockdown, his friend, someone I'm not particularly close to because I had only met him once, had been evicted, lost his job, and had been couch surfing. Over the past few weeks, this guy had been traveling to our house with my husband's approval, to use our bathroom to freshen up before attending job interviews. He had also been borrowing shirts and suits from my husband. As it turned out, my husband's friend had long hair and a beard. My husband wasn't cheating on me, but he had been concealing the fact that his long-haired friend had been coming over to use our shower. I was so relieved that he wasn't cheating. After his shower, I ended up meeting Dave. He turned out to be a very nice guy who was just down on his luck. I wished him the best for his socially distanced interview, and he went on his way. I asked my husband why he hadn't just told me, as I wouldn't have had a problem with it. He explained that he was worried about my reaction and that I might not like his friend or approve of the situation. He also told me that Dave was very embarrassed about the whole situation and didn't want people to know what he was going through. I told my husband that I was starting to believe he was cheating, which surprised him because he hadn't even considered those implications while trying to cover for his friend. I told him that this whole thing was ridiculous and even suggested that his friend could live with us until he's back on his feet. Interestingly enough, one of my worst-case scenarios was either a homeless man or woman living in my walls and sneakily using the shower. Although this situation seems to be halfway there, I'm relieved it wasn't a complete stranger and that it wasn't someone unwelcome living in my walls.